Also, another story my mom mentioned is there was a time in Chinese history called the Cultural Revolution. During this revolution, Chinese people from all around the nations were transferred to East Turkestan soil so they can farm produce, and this produce, also Uyghurs and Chinese working together, this produce would go to the government. They were forced to go work on these fields. They got nothing in return. All the money, all the produce, it goes to the government. And every month, every person gets amount of wheat and corn flour. So it's like 7.5 grams of wheat and 5 grams of corn flour, and that's all you eat. No meat, no nothing. One day, when they were coming from work from the fields, they run each other on the street, and then my maternal grandfather invites my paternal grandfather over for dinner. When they come home, my grandma, she has a baby in the crib, and she sees that he has a guest. And she's calm, she's collected, she doesn't act like there's no food. She's very calm. She says, okay, I'll prepare you guys something to eat. In their little house that they were living in, on the roof, I guess to prevent rain, they had like the rice plant, and like wheat straws were on the roof. She climbs the roof, takes like 15 minutes picking the rice plants, hoping she finds rice. She manages to get like a little bowl of rice. She cooks that. She serves it to them. This is just one example of that's our women. That's our mothers. That's the kind of women. That's the kind of resistance we have.
Do you have any relatives in prison? If so, why are they imprisoned?
Some of them have been arrested and released. Some of them are still arrested. Again, ranging from 8 years to 24 years. And their crime, again, like I mentioned, is just education, trying to get education. From my father's side, my uncle was sentenced to 18 years in prison. His son sentenced to 18 years, and his father-in-law 24 years, all because they did business abroad, they have family abroad, and they spread education. We're a family of scholars, so we have a lot of scholars in our family, and we value education a lot as a family. So, and that's China's worst fear. They don't want people getting educated, because when you get educated, you begin to take action. You begin to realize, wait, this is wrong. This is not okay. When you have education, you want to spread it. You want to use your voice. And when you live in a country where your voice is seen as a threat, then it's a threat to China itself. So they don't want anyone getting educated. So if you traveled abroad, whether it's work, whether or it's for studying, that's the biggest crime. So 24 years, just for having. Also, his business partners are also in prison. Anyone related to him or my dad are in danger. And in these camps and prisons, men and women are given drugs or injections. We don't know what they are. We know that some of the injections have infertilized women. This is to stop the population, to stop the overpopulation, so we don't expand more. And also, men. You've probably heard stories of people being released from these camps and just suddenly dying 1 week later or a month later. We have a lot of friends that have experienced, like their parents being released or their grandparents. And yesterday, actually, one of my friends in Germany lost her grandmother. She was a 65-year-old woman. She was released from the camps, and a few weeks later, she passed away. So we don't know what they're forcing us to take drugs. So yes, those are my relatives in those camps.
What do they do to them in the concentration camps or in prison?
Prisons and concentration camps, or as they call it, re-education camps. In these re-education camps, they are brainwashed to forgetting their identity. Imagine just sitting there in a day, just getting screamed at, like Chinese propaganda, Chinese teachings every single day. It messes with your mind. So these people, when they are released from these camps, they're usually not mentally stable. They're not okay, and they've lost a lot of weight because they're not healthy. They're not given proper food.